This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Obviously, I've been doing this for a long time now. Not as long as some others, but I've been awake for a very long time. I've been on YouTube for a few years. And I feel like sometimes I do say, wow, this is the most ridiculous video that I've seen as far as these occultic satanic symbols that are exposed in these videos. But I think this time, this might be one of the most ridiculous videos I've ever seen, if not the most. And honestly, I do believe it might be the most because the video itself makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And you'll see the symbols flashed over and over, but you're going to get a good laugh at this yourself if you're somebody who's been subscribed to my channel for some time. You're going to laugh because you're going to go, are you kidding me? How much more obvious can this get? So are you ready for it? Are you ready to see one of the most ridiculous music videos, occultic music videos you're ever going to see, where the masses are watching this? They have no idea visually what they're watching. They think it's just two guys rapping, making music, or, well, if you want to call it music, making a dump out of their own mouth. But ready? Here we go. So we start off, get a look at this. I've talked about the Masonic symbolism in all this video, the black and white Masonic tiles that we see, the black and white esoteric symbolism, which goes back to ancient Egypt. These people who believe the black and white, represents your good deeds outweighing your bad deeds, the balance in the universe. This all goes back to ancient Egypt, just like I showed you with Freemasonry and how their Masonic Bible that they have really shows you and teaches about ancient Egypt and Babylon, because these people all worship the same people that were worshipped in ancient Babylon and in the Egyptian times. They all worship satanic deities, and these people today believe that they are actually gods themselves. The black and white tile, obviously, you'll see in every Freemasonic lodge in America, in the world. If you're new to this channel, or if you're just somebody who stumbles upon this video, you might say, I don't know what Freemasonry is. I've never heard of Freemasonry. Well, there's a Freemason lodge in every town in this country. There's a Freemason lodge pretty much in every town around the world. And if there isn't one in your town, if you have a town of maybe 200 people, it's in the town next to it. Okay? And in every one of these lodges, they have the same Masonic black and white checker tile. And you could see it right here. Not only are they walking around on the black and white Masonic tile, but you also have these people painted in black and white. Now, if you're somebody who thinks that this is creative art, why don't you tell me what the thought process was behind this? Did these two women who auditioned, who said, oh, I'm going to be in a music video, great. Did they sit down and a director and a producer came in and they said, well, instead of showing your cleavage and showing your faces and stuff like that, we got another idea. They said, well, what is it? Are you going to dress me up in lingerie? What's going to go on here? Because it's a rap video. No, we're going to paint you in black and white checkers. You mean kind of like those zebra shorts from the 80s? Yeah, exactly. Okay. There are no coincidences when it comes to these videos. There are no coincidences when it comes to these symbols and signs. All you have to do is go through the videos I've exposed already. The black and white symbolism is in every video. This goes back to ancient Egypt and Freemasonry, who worship these same Egyptian gods and goddesses. These people are satanic. They worship Lucifer. They believe Lucifer is the god of this world, that Lucifer is the one to worship, who is the real light bearer and the morning star. So you see that, and you see it over and over. The whole video takes place on a black and white Masonic checkerboard with these two women constantly dancing who are just completely painted head to toe, butt naked. Their parents must be proud in these black and white checkers. The background is black and white. I mean, you can't make it up how ridiculous it is, right? And if you're someone who's just starting to wake up, do you see my point? Well, somebody came to them and said this was real artistic. Hey, it's great for your career. We're just going to dump the black and white. I mean, it's unbelievable how obvious this is. All these musicians, all these actors, they go through a form of Freemasonry. Okay, they're Masons, but they grow through Freemasonry, right? It's a giant pyramid. At the bottom is Freemasonry. Every one of these people goes through it. They have the same belief that Lucifer is God. They end up evolving and going into different secret societies, whether it's a secret society like Skull and Bones from a college university, or it's another satanic secret society, or something like Scientology, which they all teach and believe in the same thing. So You see the black and white tiles. Let's move on from there. Then you get this lovely woman here, so I'm sure she's being artistic, who's decided to put the pentagram on her face as well as wear devil horns on her head. So she's got the pentagram, right? Remember, folks, the pentagram, oh, it's just, it's not a big deal. It's Wiccan. It's no big deal. It's not satanic, right? She's got the pentagram drawn on her face while she's standing on black and white Masonic tiles with the devil horns coming out of her head. But we're the crazy ones. We're the ones who are making this stuff up. I mean, if we're making this stuff up, what is the average person thinking when they watch this? They're thinking that this is artistic? I mean, what's going through their minds? Okay? Just like the pentagram or the Baphomet pentagram, the upside down pentagram is used in the Satanic Temple and the Satanic churches out there. And they play dumb with the symbol like, we don't believe in Satan. We don't worship him. We're an atheist organization. But they use all of these occultic symbols, right? Because they know that people don't pick up on signs and symbols. You know why? Because your brain wasn't trained to pick up on these things, right? You watch these videos. You don't know what you're looking at. You're looking at the woman. You're looking at her body, maybe. You're listening to the song. You're being put under mind control. That's all that this stuff is. So she's got the pentagram painted right on her face. Couldn't be more obvious. But again, people will tell you, no, it's not satanic at all. Then you get the owl, right? How many times have I discussed the owl? The owl, which is supposed to represent knowledge, right? Remember the owl we see, which of Moloch and Bohemian Grove, the giant owl that they do worship in front of every year, where they do the cremation of care, which is a ritual involving blood sacrifice, which is supposed to be a ritual where they get rid of all their cares. The owl represents knowledge. The owl is an occultic symbol. There's a reason that people like Drake have the owl, and then they say OTO means October's, only, or whatever it means. Off the top of my head, I can't think of it, but something about birthdays in October. These are all occult symbols. It doesn't mean if you see an owl outside that you're a Satanist, or that if you see an owl outside that you have to shoot the owl. No. But to them, that's what it represents. Knowledge, and that's why you always will see the owl used, and that's why it's used at Bohemian Grove. Then we get this woman who decides to wear the red and white stripes. The red and white representing, of course, blood sacrifice, as she lays on the black and white Masonic tile, almost upside down, demonically possessed. And what does she have drawn all over her face? Eyeballs. Well, she has two eyes. Is there a reason that there's eyeballs drawn all over her face? Is there a reason that there's a pyramid with an eyeball as the capstone on the back of the dollar bill? I mean, is everybody an optometrist? Do I have to say it a million times? All of these people in the video just really love eyes. You guys love eyes? You love pink eye? You always wanted to grow up and worship eyeballs? I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of symbols and stuff they flash, and then people just think that this is some type of artistic expression. Yet you can see the repetition and how it's constantly used over and over and over. So you have this woman with the eyeballs drawn on her face, of course the biggest one being where her third eye is supposed to be. And then we get the basic hand signs from the musicians. Now, Little Uzi Fur is one of the rappers in the song. I've covered him many times. The guy's as satanic as it gets. I mean, if you can't figure out what his name represents, you probably have some rocks in your head. I mean, Little Uzi Fur, you don't think it means Lucifer, then you're either just blinded by your false idol worship, or you just refuse to believe that this stuff is going on. You see the rings on the finger. You can see the pentagrams on the finger, on the rings. Okay, remember I said this a million times. When you see stars, like the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Stars, people with star tattoos, they don't have to have the lines in between there to represent the occult and Satanism. Okay, in magic, it's about the points of the star, the 5 points of the star. So these people disguise it, and they make you think that the star in his hand means that he loves looking up at the sky at night and staring and wishing upon a star, when it's really an occultic symbol. And they constantly get away with flashing this stuff in our face, and that's why Disney gets away with all this stuff, like When You Wish Upon a Star, and they show you the star. Okay, it's all to indoctrinate you with the occult. That is exactly what their goal has been and is. And again, if you go back through the video, you'll see them holding up the 666 with their hands. You'll see them holding up the devil horns. These are common themes that we always see in these videos. And even the owl, you'll see the one eye symbolism with the owl. They even have it seem as if the owl has one eye closed at one point in the video. So the video itself also, by the way, has eyeballs where they show you in the pupil of the eye. They'll show you the black and white symbolism with the two people painted in black and white checkerboards. they constantly are showing this throughout the video where they cut to the eyeball and then showing you inside the actual eyeball, graphics and images. Okay, so it's just the same stuff. I mean, we've seen it with the Gorillaz, Katy Perry, you name the band, Taylor Swift, Kanye West. I mean, it goes on and on and on. It's almost an everyday occurrence with the repetition that they use, the same people showing the same symbols, right? And you're led to believe that these people go to good universities and they get these jobs based on skill and talent. Yet all of them, if they're supposed to be artists, I mean, wouldn't the job of an artist be to come up with something different and something new, right? Oh, well, you're an artist. You would come up with a new idea, right? If you were an aspiring, making music videos, right? And somebody was like, oh, we're going to hire you to do a music video. Would the first thing you do make a copycat of Thriller or something like that where people will just go, oh, it's just a ripoff? Or would you try to make something different and unique because you go, oh, it's my big thing? None of it's real. That's the point. And by none of it's real, I mean, none of these people who are getting these gigs are coming up with creative ideas. They're constantly just giving you repetition. And that's why you see these movies remade over and over, like Wizard of Oz and Cinderella. It's all to keep you under mind control, and each generation under the same mind control. So this is Young Thug and Little Uzi Vert. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there have been other videos in the past that have been just as ridiculous, but I think the looking at the women with the black and white checkers drawn on their body, the guy holding up the shh sign, Little Thug or whatever his name is over his face, Young Thug, over his mouth, the shh, which is obviously, a Masonic symbol for, the secrecy and keeping the secrecy of the Brotherhood and these secret societies. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It's so stupid. And it's so obvious. It's amazing how they just keep producing this stuff and people don't start seeing the repetition, but they know people are under such a spell and under such mind control, especially now in the year that it is now, that, they're not going to wake up from it and they're going to refuse to believe it. You can read the comments. I mean, I showed you guys, stuff from like Little Mix videos and things like that and how people are so defensive of these people like they're friends with them. It's scary. The mind control runs deep. So just another day, just another Masonic satanic video. What do you expect? I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.